새끼 어디 있어?
Are you ready for nonstop adrenaline, fierce battles, and edge-of-your-seat intensity? Today, we're counting down the top 10 best Korean brutal action movies on Netflix that will leave you breathless. From deadly assassins to ruthless revenge thrillers, these films take intensity to a whole new level. Stick around, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for the ultimate Netflix action guide. Let's start our countdown. Number 10. Mantis. What happens when the deadliest assassin returns to a world already burning? Mantis throws you straight into a ruthless underground where only the strongest survive. This 2025 Korean action thriller is dark, fast, and brutal from start to finish. The film centers on a legendary hitman stepping back into chaos, where old rivals and mentors become deadly enemies. The action is sharp and relentless. Stylish assassinations, close-range gunfights, brutal hand-to-hand combat, and sudden knife attacks. Every fight feels calculated, cold, and explosive. Mantis blends crime, revenge, and assassin warfare. If you love intense Korean action with professional killers, underground power battles, and non-stop lethal encounters, this Netflix movie is a must-watch for hardcore action fans. Number 9. Believer 2. What if the hunt for a drug lord never truly ends? Believer 2 dives back into a dangerous world where trust is deadly, and violence is the only language. This 2023 Korean action crime thriller turns the intensity up from the very first scene. The movie pulls you deep into the shadows of a massive drug cartel. Expect explosive gunfights, brutal shootouts, car chases, and savage confrontations where no one plays clean. The action is loud, chaotic, and relentless, with constant tension between cops and criminals. Believer 2 blends crime, mystery, and hardcore action. If you enjoy dark Korean thrillers filled with drug wars, moral chaos, and non-stop violent clashes, this Netflix sequel delivers raw and unforgiving action. Number 8. Badland Hunters. What if the world ends and only brute strength keeps you alive? Badland Hunters drops you into a destroyed soul, where survival is pure violence. This 2024 Korean post-apocalyptic action film is fast, savage, and non-stop. The movie follows a fearless wasteland hunter facing twisted enemies in a broken world. The action is brutal and physical. Bone-crushing punches, brutal melee fights, gun battles, mutant soldier combat, and savage one-on-one showdowns. Every fight feels heavy, raw, and explosive. Badland Hunters blends post-apocalyptic survival, action, and revenge. If you love Mad Max-style chaos with Korean intensity, muscular action scenes, and relentless brutality, this Netflix movie is a must-watch for hardcore action fans. Number 7. Project Wolf Hunting. What if a prison transfer turns into pure slaughter at sea? Project Wolf Hunting is one of the most brutal Korean action films ever made. This 2022 sci-fi action horror pushes violence to extreme levels. Set on a locked cargo ship, the movie explodes into chaos with criminals, cops, and something far more dangerous. The action is savage and non-stop, graphic hand-to-hand fights, brutal gunfire, explosive massacres, and superhuman combat that feels unstoppable. Blood, chaos, and fear take over every scene. Project Wolf Hunting mixes action, horror, and sci-fi into a wild survival nightmare. If you love ultra-violent Korean movies with monsters, mad experiments, and ruthless action, this Netflix film is not for the weak-hearted. Number 6. Ballerina. Ballerina is a 2023 dark, emotional, and brutally intense Korean action thriller driven by pure revenge. The film follows Jang Ok-ju, a former elite bodyguard whose life shatters after her best friend's tragic suicide. When Ok-ju uncovers the horrifying truth behind her friend's suffering, she turns into a one-woman army. What starts as quiet grief quickly explodes into ruthless vengeance. The action is raw, stylish, and deeply personal, hand-to-hand combat, gunfights, and relentless chases packed with anger and pain. Unlike typical action films, Ballerina focuses on emotion as much as violence, making every kill feel earned. This movie is intense, disturbing, and empowering at the same time. If you enjoy revenge-driven action thrillers with strong female leads, dark themes, and hard-hitting action, Ballerina is an unforgettable watch on Netflix. Number 5. Kill Bok-soon. What if the world's deadliest assassin is also a single mother living a quiet life? Kill Bok Soon pulls you straight into that dangerous double life. By day, she's a caring mom. By night, she's a flawless contract killer who never misses, until one job changes everything. Gil Bok Soon is a top-tier contract killer balancing motherhood with high-stakes missions. When her daughter's safety intersects with a dangerous political plot, Bok Soon navigates a deadly game of deception and revenge. Expect heart-pounding gunfights, hand-to-hand combat, and stylish assassination sequences that blend intensity with emotional depth. As enemies close in and betrayals surface, Bok Soon's lethal skills and tactical genius are on full display, making her one of the most formidable assassins on screen. Kill Bok Soon is an intense action thriller that perfectly combines fierce action, suspense, and deep human drama, showing that even in the darkest battles, personal loyalty and courage shine the brightest. Number 4. Uprising. What happens when brotherhood turns into a battlefield? Uprising grabs your attention by turning a childhood bond into a brutal war of fate. Two boys grow up together like family, but history forces them to become enemies. This 2024 film delivers powerful historical action mixed with raw emotions. Set in Joseon-era Korea, the story follows Cheon-yan, a brave slave, and Jang Ryle, a nobleman's son, whose childhood bond shatters under the weight of class and conflict. As rebellion and political turmoil sweep the land, these former friends are forced onto opposing sides, facing each other in intense, adrenaline-filled confrontations. Expect fierce sword fights, strategic warfare, and raw combat sequences that bring the brutal historical period to life. With high-stakes action and a gripping emotional core, Uprising is a must-watch on Netflix for fans of historical war dramas and Korean action cinema, where every battle carries the weight of friendship, duty, and survival. Number 3. Train to Busan. What if your safest place suddenly becomes the deadliest trap? Train to Busan turns a normal train ride into a non-stop nightmare that grabs you from the first minute. This 2026 South Korean action thriller horror follows Suk-woo, a workaholic father, and his daughter Suin as they board a train to Busan, only to face a sudden, terrifying zombie epidemic. The confined train setting ramps up the tension, with intense fights, desperate escapes, and shocking sacrifices as passengers struggle to survive against the relentless horde. Expect high-octane action, close-quarters combat, and heart-pounding suspense that will keep you gripping your seat. The film blends emotional storytelling with brutal horror action, making it a must-watch for fans of thrilling zombie survival and adrenaline-packed Korean cinema on Netflix. Number 2. The Man from Nowhere. Ever wondered what happens when a quiet man has nothing left to lose? The Man from Nowhere will take you on a dark, intense ride where revenge meets unstoppable action. Film starts calm, but don't let that fool you. This movie explodes into one of the most brutal action rides in Korean cinema. This 2010 South Korean neo-noir action thriller follows Cha Tae-sik, a retired covert operative living a quiet life, whose world is turned upside down when a little girl he cares about is kidnapped by a vicious crime gang. As he hunts down the criminals, the action intensifies, with brutal hand-to-hand combat, precision gunfights, and jaw-dropping stunts that keep you on the edge of your seat. The movie is packed with emotional tension, raw violence, and relentless action, showing what happens when grief fuels a perfectly skilled fighter. Expect suspenseful chases, heart-pounding fights, and a revenge-driven story that leaves a lasting impact. Number 1. I Saw the Devil. What would you do if you could chase a killer without any rules? I Saw the Devil pushes revenge to terrifying extremes and keeps you on the edge of your seat. This 2010 South Korean intense action thriller follows NIS agent Kim Soo-hyun, whose fiancée is brutally murdered by a sadistic killer, Jang Kyung-chul. Instead of killing him immediately, Soo-hyun unleashes a chilling game of cat and mouse, tracking Kyung-chul and making him experience terror, pain, and relentless pursuit. Expect jaw-dropping suspense, vicious hand-to-hand combat, and shocking psychological action that blurs the line between hero and villain. The movie is a brutal exploration of vengeance, combining intense violence, clever traps, and relentless confrontations that will make your heart race on Netflix. That's a wrap on the top 10 best Korean brutal action movies on Netflix. Which one are you adding to your watch list first? Or did we miss your favorite intense Korean action film? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and hit that subscribe button for more epic movie recommendations. Stay tuned, because the next list of heart-pounding, must-watch action movies is just around the corner.